Well, it's the 15th December out here at the Beetle Barn. We got one of these days. Raining. A little bit of snow coming down with it. It's pretty cold out here anyway. And I'm looking for something to do inside, even though, you know, it's cold in here. And so I've been kind of fooling around, listening to some music. And once upon a time I did a video called The Plan, which was basically this white rabbit. And the reason I started YouTube was motivational, hoping to get this thing done and out of here anyway. I kind of lost interest on it, but today I put a little bit of the phosphoric acid here and around on the rustier areas that I got to work on. You know, sanded them already, and then a little bit of that acid on here. So I'll wait for that stuff to do its thing and I can go back at it, but kill some time here. When my kid was up last weekend, I had him help me hike this old engine here, 1600, you know, typical dual port. Once upon a time it was in Maynard, still a running engine when I pulled it out. Can't really remember why. Had some carburetor issues, as I recall. It's got an old Weber on it. Anyway, I had him help me hike it up here on the stand, and it needs some parts here. Things have been robbed. Needs fuel pump, fan shroud, this and that. Anyway, I was going to scrounge around through the piles, see if I can come up with some of the bits, throw it together, and I don't know, maybe I'll light it up this afternoon. Got to take some air to it first and blow all the pine needles and stuff off of it. It's, you know, it's been sitting around for probably, I don't know, maybe 8 years or so. Anyway, so I'll scrounge some parts, throw it together, and see if I can light it up here on the stand. Well, as usual, I got sidetracked. Anyway, this start and stand thing here, I went ahead and did some rewiring and stuff. Anyway, what I've done is basically just add a little panel there with my idiot lights, and then got my idiot lights here, oil, generator, push button starter over here now, which I haven't tested. I haven't tested this stuff yet. And on off switch here, rather than the old toggle, I just went ahead and used a I think it's a rear window defogger switch out of I don't know, Rabbit. I don't know what it's out of. Anyway, so go ahead and try this thing in a minute. I've got this ancient Weber carb. Remember, this engine hasn't been run in probably 8 years. It's just been sitting around, and this is kind of just for entertainment purposes. But anyway, that old carburetor there, we'll have to see if it's going to function or not. Probably not. It's been sitting there forever. We'll have to see. Anyway, the start stand here is basically just you can see a metal frame. It's I don't know what the rack it came from, within an angle brace up, like, you know, up towards the back on the, so it kind of hangs over in the front here. And then basically that's all just bolted to an old tranny housing. A couple mounts there for the little table up above with the fuel. Couple more legs down there up to this old tranny housing, so it's got a starter and everything. Then I just throw a battery on the floor, got my cables, you can see. Works pretty good. It's hogged out for 12 volt, and I run a 12 volt starter. And back from it a bit, I don't know, pretty crowded back here. Let's see if we can basically get a shot of it. Anyway, that's what I got. And then I have down on the other side over there, I've got a voltage regulator all wired in correctly, and then you know, so I can just check if the generator is going to charge or not. I left a lot of room on that little panel thing I made. I'm going to put an oil gauge in there, oil pressure gauge. Probably be a good idea for testing these old engines, see if they got any oil pressure. They may run fine, sound fine, but they may not have any oil pressure. You never know. It's pretty low low pressure to turn the idiot light off. So anyway, I'll get a stand, a tripod here, and I'm going to see if I can light this thing up. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, I went ahead and timed this thing, and it said, I don't know, 2 or 3 degrees advanced with this old 009. Then when I turn the ignition on, I can check my little idle cutoff here on this carb, and I can hear the solenoid pulling in and out. So anyway, so apparently that's working. I guess I should crank it a little bit, see if I can get some fuel up here to the filter and maybe get that bowl filled up, and we'll see what's up here. Alright, we got a little fuel coming up into that filter now. See if we can get this bowl filled up. Smell a little bit of fuel there. See what's up. There is no choke on this carburetor. Well, actually there is. There's a manual choke here. Cable driven kind of thing that I don't know how it works anyway, so I'll go this route. Alright, we got some fuel there now. Or had. I'm going to give it a little shot of ether here and hold the throttle open, see if I can get it to run. See how that works. Give it a little open throttle. Going to get over the top of this guy while that's happening. Well, that sounded pretty good. Let's give another shot of this. See if we can get that carburetor to do its thing. Well, that might run. If I choke it a little bit here, so I'm going to have to set that idle up. Set that idle up a little bit, see if it'll run. So, about 8 years on this thing since it's run. That's not bad for that old carb there. Poor thing been sitting dry that long. Maybe that thing will run. Let it warm up just a little bit. See if it will accelerate. I'm not a real fan of these old Weber carburetors. I suppose back in the day they were pretty good, but anyway, they have this little adapter plate that sits on top of the intake manifold to move them over a little bit. And anyway, see if this guy will fly. Well, you can see here, it is not smoking. That actually is just steam, because when you go back here and look, it just goes away. I'm not filling my shop with smoke or anything. It is fogging my lens on my camera though. There you have that. Cold start, 8 years, sitting dormant. I took that fuel pump off one of my rebuilder engines sitting over in the pile. This fuel pump was missing. Other than that, I've done nothing to it. Same old fuel filter, new fuel lines, and used fan belt. And that's all I did to this old guy. And I'm missing a little bit. I'll have to do a compression test on it and then strip all the tin off and clean cylinders and everything. It's got an oil leak back at the oil cooler. One of the seals is leaking a little bit, or seeping I should say, not leaking. So yeah, all I did, adjust the valves, check the gap on the points, throw some used wires at it, fuel pump, and here we go. And yeah, it's steaming like a crazy thing now. Out the back there, see if we can, I don't want to get too close to it because it fogs up my lens. So we got a lot of water vapor there, a little moisture dripping out that exhaust. I don't know, I always heard that was a good thing when you first start them up, especially when it's cold and humid out as it is out here. So I guess this will be this weekend's little video. Anyway, the engine stand, I like it better now. I got that thing up there and the push button start. It's better than the screwdriver shorting terminals. And anyway. That carburetor isn't worth the crap. But the engine does not smoke, so that's a good thing. I think I throw a carburetor on this, and this might be a viable engine. Yeah, this intake manifold here is completely iced up. So definitely that carb isn't quite right. It's possible these heat risers here off of the manifold are plugged up as well, so that manifold will have to come off and get cleaned out. I'm going to get some tape and plug up these holes here and just let it run a little bit and see how it does. Thanks for watching. Well, I did some scrounging here and I came up with this old Solex 3031 pick, and decided I'd go ahead and see if it runs any better with that. I'm going to have to probably, you know, pump it up. It's another one off of one of the old rebuilders. It's kind of got some dirt and dust and stuff in it, but we'll see if it'll run with this guy. It's got an electric choke on it, so that'll... Seems to be alright. get that and stuff opening up for it. Oh, it seems to like that a little bit better than that other